Hello beautiful, my name is Joana Saahirah and I'm here with another video inspired by dances from all over the world. This one is about a theme I particularly love, Tarab. What is Tarab and how you can start bringing it into your experience when you're dancing and when you're living. Tarab is one of the most misunderstood concepts in Egyptian dance, music and culture, and also one of the most basic and most essential concepts to understand and to apply if we truly want to know what Egyptian dance stands for, what Egyptian culture stands for, and what we can learn from it all. Now, there are a few of bonus resources I would like to share with you. Find the links to these resources related to Tarab in the description box below this video. But now, let's go for our subject. What is Tarab? It's hard to describe in a few words, but I will try. Tarab can be roughly translated by ecstasy or transcendence. There is also another word in Arabic called nashwa, which is also related to this kind of experience, the experience of transcending our body, transcending our ego, transcending our material three-dimensional reality through a certain experience. In the case of dance, we're talking about tarab or transcendence through music and movement. In the case of listeners, if you're just listening to the silence or if you're just listening to a song, tarab or transcendence is achieved, is possible through the process of listening. So tarab is not a dance style, is not a musical style, it's a way of experiencing something. It's a way of surrendering to the moment and being able to be totally immersed in a certain experience to the point that we forget who we are in terms of the small ego identification. I'm Joana, I'm a dancer, I live here, I do that. We forget who we are on a little level, on a small level, and we remember who we are on a soul level. Somehow it's like a meditation, but we can meditate in many ways. We can meditate stopped, just breathing. We can meditate using different methods, different techniques of meditation. We can meditate listening to music and allowing the music to sink in ourselves and really go in, breathe, go deeply into the music and forget about this reality, this immediate reality, and really access our soul, really access the soul of the world, even if you like, if you believe you can, and I believe you can, I believe we can. Tarab is about surrendering control as well, and this is one of the most difficult things to do for any of us in dance and in life. We want to control, we want to know that we're doing things right, we want to impress, we are very much afraid of losing our mind, of losing our ego, of losing control of this material reality. And Tarab is an invitation for that loss of control, for that surrender, for that trust in life, for that absolute vulnerability. Through Tarab or through transcendence, may that be a process that is achieved through the music or through music and movement. In the case of Egyptian dance, we go deeply and directly into our essence. We access the core of ourselves, the core of life, the core of things. And that's not a small thing, that's a big thing. And of course, this is one of the reasons why Egyptian dance is so misunderstood, because it brings subjects like Tarab that are not easy to integrate. They may be easy to understand. A lot of dancers know, in theory, what Tarab is, but they cannot have the experience. They do not allow themselves to have the experience because that requires integration of Tarab. Me as a dancer, as a human being able to be totally present, to listen to the music, to feel the moment, to feel me and forget who I am and be comfortable in that unknown territory, and be comfortable in that surrender of control. and be comfortable in that forgetting of who I am and my name and my ambitions and my prestige and my image. It's hard for most of us, but this is an invitation that authentic Egyptian dance presents to all of us, and believe me, it's an invitation worth taking. Now, how can you bring Tarab into your dance and into your life? How can you make your dance a little bit more Tarab-like? Or how can you have this experience? There are many ways of developing Tarab in our practice of Egyptian dance and in our life. I'm going to share just a few with you. The first one would be deep listening. So deep listening is something I teach my students for years and for many reasons. One of them has to do with Tarab. Deep listening is being present with the music in this case and really focusing on the music instead of focusing on yourself. What I'm gonna do, which tricks I'm going to show, am I looking pretty, am I looking impressive, am I gonna show them something interesting, am I fine, am I not, am I making mistakes, do I look okay, is my hair disheveled, whatever. We have to put our focus in the music, therefore take the focus out of our ego. We also have to be willing to enter in a dialogue with the music. That's what I call deep listening. It's not about having the music here and having me here. It's about merging with the music. Okay? This is true for listeners and it's true for dancers. So if you're just a listener, and in Egypt there are amazing listeners. Egyptians love music, and even if they're not dancing, they're listening to music, and they practice Tarab without moving a finger, just by listening. They enjoy this transcendence through listening. If you're a dancer, you are listening and you are moving with the music, which expands the dimension of Tarab. It expands the depth that you can have in this experience of Tarab, but you have to listen deeply to the music. The second tip to bring more Tarab into your dance would be to slow down and stop. This is another issue I've been working on in my own dance, in the dance of my students, for a long time, because we are so used to act and run and do and overdo. It's hard for most of us to stop, to slow down and stop and just be present without doing things, without adding information, without adding movement. And this is one of the things that stops dancers from experiencing Tarab. They don't stop, so there is no space for deep feeling. There's no space for it. There's no time and there's no space. So my second tip to bring more Tarab into your dance and into your life, of course, would be to slow down and stop. And find these pauses, these stillness stations, if you like, intentionally. So don't wait for it to happen automatically, spontaneously, because most of the time it will not happen that way. You have to schedule them. You know, it's like scheduling a meditation, a 20 minutes meditation in your daily routine. I do that. I have a 20 minutes meditation in my morning routine. It's scheduled. Because if it's not, if I say, okay, it will happen during the day, somehow, somewhere, I know it ends up not happening, so I schedule it. As a dancer and as a teacher, what I do is creating intentional spaces for slowing down and for pauses. That allows us to go deep into the music, deep into our own breath, and deep into the moment. And that helps us to experience Tarab. My last tip would be having an open heart and not being afraid of vulnerability. Then again, a very hard issue for most of us. This is why Egyptian dance is potentially life-changing, because if you really understand it, if you go for it for real, you are going to be challenged on a dance level and on a personal level. And vulnerability and having this open heart is one of the biggest challenges dancers of any nationality, of any culture face. I've been training them for years. I deal with dancers from China, from Japan, from Spain, from United States, and it's curious to observe that independently of the culture, the nationality, the educational level, the interests, the particular personal traits of each person, all of us, generally speaking, are so afraid of opening our heart. We run away from vulnerability. We defend ourselves. We wear an armor all the time, and that stops us from having the experience of Tarab, from experiencing Egyptian dance, true authentic Egyptian dance, that raw soul, body, mind, heart language that requires that you show up as you are, totally open, totally brave. We can't, or we struggle with it. So the last tip to help you bring more Tarab into your dance and into your life, it's really a challenge of a lifetime. Becoming vulnerable, opening our hearts so that we can be present in the moment with the music, with ourselves, with our breath, and we can allow the feeling, deep feeling of the moment, deep feeling that the music allows us to feel, to come to the surface and to elevate us, because that's what Tarab is all about. It's about elevation, transcendence, the awareness that we are not only this physical body, that we are soul. We are a soul with a physical body. That's the information Tarab brings, and it's beautiful and it's accessible to all of us if we are willing to do the work that will take us there. I hope this video was inspiring and helpful to you. If you want to know more about Tarab and authentic Egyptian dance, please check Joana Saahirah's online dance school and my private coaching programs, because I work all of these things in depth with my students. Then again, find all the information in the description box below this video. Feel welcome to subscribe to my channel right now. Hit subscribe. Turn your notifications on so you're the first one to know when something new comes up in my YouTube channel, and I'm always producing beautiful things for you. So feel welcome to join me. Join Joana Saahirah's World newsletter. Then again, check the information below, and I will see you soon. Until then, receive my love and a kiss. Mwah.